Hey everybody, this is Leah Ray from ToddandLeahRay.com, and special treat for you today, we're going to actually walk someone through how to leverage a system like MyLead System Pro to build some other type of opportunity or online business. So with me today, I have Chris. Chris is just getting started with MyLead System Pro, excited about what he sees, but needs a little help on how to use it to build something else, to build another opportunity, another business. So welcome, happy to have you with us here today, Chris.
I am glad to be here.
Excellent, excellent. So tell me a little bit about what you're looking to do with your business.
I'm looking to. I've went through a lot of ups and downs with learning how to get the word out, marketing to other people, and I'm actually trying to find a way to where I can help somebody skip some of that. It's the most frustrating thing, and I believe out there. And if you can skip some of those and get the right training, the right background and everything, I think it would help a lot of people. That's my goal.
That's awesome, and I think you're totally right with that. We've felt it ourselves, wanting to get results, but so many people, instead of telling you the real way to do it, which is hard and takes time, which is why you don't necessarily get that up front, they give you different things that you might get a result with and you might not.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone who's really dedicated, it's frustrating because all that time you could have been doing this real marketing strategy, and no, you wouldn't have had immediate results, but you could have long-term built a solid business. So I totally get what you're saying, and I think a lot of people who have the right mindset, who know this isn't just a flash in the pan, I need to make money today in order to stick with a home business,
mm-hmm.
Those people can appreciate, learning the real strategies, what actually works. Because for Todd and I, we went from not being able to make any profits in our business to, a 7-figure business in 3.5 years or something. So, but we had to get the right strategies, and then we had to work hard. The biggest piece of advice that I can probably give you doing this, and that you can pass on to folks as you're building your tribe and stepping up as a leader, is to not have an expiration on your goals, not have an expiration date on your dreams. Because if we had that, we would have definitely quit. We thought that once we got started and started taking action, because of all the hypiness that's out in the marketplace, we thought, well, if we get to work, we can be 6 figures in 6 months. We know how to work hard.
Yes.
A lot longer than that. But then it grew exponentially way past that. But if we had that expiration date of 6 months, we would have quit. It took us a couple months to make our very first sale. And then it took probably about 6 months from beginning and taking solid, consistent action, about 6 months to even get to $500 a month.
Oh.
And it slowly, it's like you're rolling, pushing that boulder, right? And eventually momentum will take off and it'll go much faster, but it takes a lot of effort to get it moving. And so I really want you, and for you to pass this on to others as well, because that momentum, once it hits, it's beautiful, right? It's so worth all of the effort, but too many people never get it going. They never push hard enough on that boulder to get things moving. So I think it's great that you want to help folks do that. Now, with what Chris is doing in his business, he is promoting an opportunity, a way for people to make money from home, which is great, make money online. And MyLead System Pro, that's actually why we first found it, is that we were trying to figure out how to promote an opportunity. How do you promote something for people to make money online? How does this work? And we didn't understand anything about marketing. We didn't know the basic definitions even of a capture page, a lead magnet, email marketing stuff. We had no idea what people were talking about an email autoresponder. We're like, email? We didn't get what anything was. So quick definitions for anybody who's at that starting point. Your email autoresponder is the system or the tool that you use to email out a big list of people at once. Critical to an online business. Capture pages is a page that people just put their information in. Name, email, and if you're savvy, phone number, because you can always speed up sales if you call people. But that's a capture page. A lead magnet is where you give something away for free in exchange for people's contact information. So the basic strategy of online business with attraction marketing and what you're looking to do, you want to build an audience. And there's a million ways to do that. And we'll kind of talk about pros and cons of some different ones so you can choose a strategy. But you need to build an audience, provide that audience with value, start generating leads from that audience, and then you're going to be able to make some sales from that audience. Okay, so build an audience, engage an audience, and sell with that audience. BES, right? And so that is the basics to attraction marketing. A lot of people get started, especially in the home business world, and they just go on Facebook and blast all this stuff, but they don't have an audience yet. And they're like, well, why am I not making any sales? And you're like, well, who's paying attention to anything you're doing? Nobody. And you're just pitching them and spamming, and no one wants that. So instead, switching to building an audience that's interested in your type of offer. So your type of offer is an opportunity. So you want to provide value that speaks to someone looking for how to make money from home, right? How to make money online, how to make this thing work. Because that's a concept that a lot of people have, that you can do it, but very few people know actually how to do it. And that's where you can come in, is to help people to learn how to do that. And by doing so, you're building an audience of people who are likely to be interested in your offer, which is great. So this is for your circumstance in particular, looking at an opportunity. Other folks may be doing e-commerce or something else where we have a friend that does skincare with e-commerce. So, that very natural skincare. So her audience would be natural folks, natural women who like natural products and like to pamper themselves a little bit and take care of themselves. So you have to understand who's likely to be interested in your product. Then you provide value to that person. And then you walk them through the process. First, capturing their information, building that email list, and then working them through a sales funnel and offering them your paid options. So that's the general overview. I can actually walk you through, I can share my screen, show you some stuff with an MLSP that's done for you, that's going to help you get started right off the bat. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Okay, perfect. So this is My Lead System Pro right in the back office when you first log in. Now, one of the very first things, and what we really like about this for beginners, is the done for you stuff. Because as a new marketer, there's a lot of stuff to learn. Copywriting, how to put together a capture page, creating your own giveaways, all this kind of stuff. For a lot of people, it's deer in the headlights. They freeze and they don't do anything because they're just overwhelmed with everything that they should know and do.
Yeah.
So that's why I like what they offer here, is because they give you stuff to use when you're first starting. That as you learn and you develop your skills, you can start doing your own version of it. You can start adding your own spin on it. So under the My Website tab here in My Lead System Pro, there is the System Campaigns. This is the most important tab for a total newbie just getting started. This offers you a way to build an email list to start generating leads when you don't have any free giveaways or lead magnets, anything already created. If your offer, if your niche, if your industry is about making money from home, learning how to market, any of that kind of online home business stuff, you can use this as is, start generating leads the very first day that you sign up. Now, if you're doing something different, you're doing e-commerce, you've got a physical product you're selling, you've got your own digital products and different stuff, this might not work for you. But for a lot of people, they're working with programs where they're offering an opportunity. Fabulous. You head over to the MLSP System campaigns and you scroll down, and all of these things are free giveaways that you can offer to generate leads. Now, one thing that I always use, and I mean, you can see we generated 10,000 leads from this one page, and it's definitely not our top thing. We've only, maybe every few weeks, we might send it out or something. We use it very minimally, but it's very effective. Every single week, My Lead System Pro does a live webinar. Well, as an affiliate for them, you can, or even just as a customer, you don't have to be an affiliate, you can offer this free value-based webinar. These aren't sales webinars, they're value-based webinars where they offer free training for people to learn how to do Facebook marketing, how to do YouTube videos, how to do whatever the topic is that week. So you can go in. This is a preview of what the page is. I don't actually know what next week's is. So live demo, teaching people how to create their own digital products. This is hot. You want to make money online, you want to create your own products. If you're just getting started, you're probably not there yet. stick with affiliate stuff and for now. But this is something that people who are interested in how to make money online, you'd agree, right? This is something they'd be interested in attending, a free value-based webinar, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is a great thing to promote. So as you're building your audience on whatever platform, social media, YouTube, blogging, podcasting, whatever, you can, every week it changes, you can offer them access to this free webinar. And you grab this link, grab your, and it's cookied to you, which is important. Grab that, and that's the link that you provide them. They get signed up. Then they get registered. They get value that you didn't have to create, which is important. You didn't have to do any setup. You didn't have to do any of that stuff. You just gave them a link. They register. You generated a lead, and now they can, you can call them up. You're building your email list. So you're building, that list of people that you're marketing to on a regular basis. And like Todd and I, for the first 2 years, we solely focused on making sales through phone calls. And you may not want to hear that. And I know a lot of people in the internet world think that that's crazy. But guess what? You can make the fastest way to make money online is to call your leads. Why is that? It's simple. Because everybody who's going to make a purchase, they need to know, like, and trust you. Mm-hmm. Your emails, your videos, your posts, all that kind of stuff, that builds your know, like, and trust factor with your audience, but it takes time, right? The very first video they see you, they're not like necessarily whipping out their credit card. Oftentimes it's a process. When you call somebody, there's a connection to a real life person, and you can immediately build that know, like, and trust factor. You can figure out what their story is, what's happening for them, and you can offer them a solution to whatever problem that they're facing. So this is what I would suggest for you. So, and we'll talk about where to put these links and how to market them, but just for the general picture here, you want to market, offer these free giveaways as a way to generate leads. Make sure that you are asking for a phone number. Okay. Now there's a catch-22 here. When you ask for a phone number on a capture page, people are less likely that the percentages of opt-ins will go down. Okay, understand that. But the people who opt in are much more qualified. Yeah. Now, when you're looking at an opportunity offer like what you have, you need to ask for a phone number. You need to have a conversation if you want to grow significantly when you're offering an opportunity in particular. So, ask for a phone number, offer these things, you're going to start generating your leads. Now, every week, you should email your list, the whole list, at least a couple times a week, right? One of them can simply be the weekly webinar. Hey guys, and they watched last week, maybe that's how you generated the lead. And this week, you're like, hey, there's another topic, right? It's all about Facebook Lives, or it's all about Instagram, or whatever. Market, send that out to your email list. You're continuing to nurture, feed that list good information, building your know, like, and trust factor. And then you can also send them out when you've got a new blog post, when you've got a new video, when you did a new Facebook Live, whatever. You can send them out content as well. And then eventually, as you get better with your email marketing, you can put offers in front of them and do just some different stuff. So that's one half of it, your email marketing. For Todd and I, for the first 2 years, we just saw email marketing as a bonus. Like if we got sales through that, that was great. But our core strategy was calling. Okay. So you get the lead, you call them up, introduce yourself, and figure out what their story is. So so say they checked out this webinar for building your own digital products, right? Or maybe, let's say Instagram. We can talk about that one a little easier. Saw you were checking out hey, this is Chris. I saw you were checking out our Instagram training to help you market a business on Instagram. Just wanted to follow up, see what you're working on and how we can help you out. I always say we because there's two of us, but how I can help you out and get them talking. And you can ask, so do you currently have an opportunity you're working with, or are you looking for one? Because you get both. You get people who are just interested in maybe starting a business, and you get people who have one who just don't know what to do with it. Okay. And you can serve both, which is what's great about My Lead System Pro. So you generate the lead, you figure out, are they looking for an opportunity? Fabulous. You've got a great one you can send them to, right? So you get them to agree to watch the video, you send them the link to watch the video, you have a schedule follow-up, you follow up and you close. I actually have a video that I'll put an info card up here for everybody. that actually teaches you how to actually do those phone calls. So I'll make sure that that's there for you if you want to get more into the script and how to actually handle the phone calls and the follow-up, because that's important. But that's great. That's someone who is looking for an opportunity. Now, for the person that isn't looking for an opportunity, you can make crazy amounts of money on the people that say no to your opportunity. And this is what people don't understand when they first get started. Very few people join new opportunities. It's just the way it is, right? It takes longer to build that rapport. And, you know, they say 1 out of 10. And in my experience, that's if you're good, right? And if you're really good, you can get maybe 1 out of 10. Most people get a lot fewer numbers than that, especially depending on your price point and who your target audience is and all that kind of stuff. Normally, if they said no, 9 out of 10 people, what do? You just keep them on your email list and hope they change their mind someday and decide to join, right? You're missing out on a way to monetize those 9 out of 10 people, those leads. Offer them something else that can be helpful for them. So if they already have an opportunity, great. How's that going for you, right? Are you generating leads? Do you know how to market that? Are you making sales? 9 out of 10 times, they're going to say no, if they're being honest. And so you can offer them My Lead System Pro. It has an affiliate program. Affiliate marketing. You just offer it to them. Hey, we got this great system, teaches you how to do, generate leads, quality leads of entrepreneurial minded people, blah, 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 and get them in front of that opportunity or in front of that video to be a customer of the system to help them grow their main business. But that's how you have 2 very solid income streams, but you have one target audience. Because I get this question all the time. How do I build my main business if I'm doing all this MLSP stuff? Complete wrong way to think of this. You are building you and your online presence. When you generate your lead, that's when you decide, what direction you want to go. On the front end, everything is just you. It's all about you and building your brand and your business. Once that lead is generated, you can push them towards an opportunity. You can push them towards a tool, a system, something that solves some sort of problem for them, whatever it is. So when people would ask me that, I'd look at them dumbfounded, like it's all the same. I am my business. It's all about me. I have multiple options on where I steer people. And how do I decide where to steer them? What's going to help them? If I only have one thing to help people with, I'm going to try to fit, a square peg through a round hole all the time. I'm shoving people into something that really isn't a good fit for them. When I have more options, I can truly serve them better and say, well, this is great, but not where you are right now. This is what you need instead. This is how I can help you. And so it's a really great way to serve people, to build 2 income streams at the same time, and to build your brand. What it's really all about is building your brand. Once you have that brand, you can have virtually infinite number of opportunities on the back end, right? Because your front end world doesn't change. It's all the back end stuff that changes. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, any questions on what I just went through so far?
Actually, I got one. When you generate the lead and it's a lead that actually gives you a phone number, how long do you wait before you make that first phone call?
I call that same day, but I typically try not to call within that first hour.
Okay.
If I don't have an option, I'll just call right away. But I like to give them an hour or so before I do, because then they have had the chance to have gone through some of the information.
Okay.
So if they opted into a webinar, if they a recording, a video, whatever, a PDF download, I've given them a chance to at least take a look at it. And not, some people, they opt into everything, it goes into their email and they never open it. And that's okay, because I'm still going to call those people and I'm going to remind them what they opted into. Even if that conversation doesn't go so well, guess what? Now, what are they doing when we get off that phone? They're going back to that email. And they're going to look at ours compared to everything else that they opted into and never opened, right? Okay. So that's a great question. But yeah, I give them about an hour in a perfect world and do it. Now, we're at a different point in our business now. We are no longer calling leads. But when I did, I would typically take, it was usually evenings, and I would call leads in Central Time Zone in the US between 4 and 9. So all day and night we'd be generating leads, because we didn't I know a lot of people get into like the Facebook hustle and they're they're networking and they're doing Facebook Lives and doing all this kind of stuff where they're really, it's work intensive just to generate the leads. Well, we like to do more leveraged activities. So we focused on Instagram instead. We focused on Twitter, YouTube, things that we can, yeah, it takes work, but you create the content and then people, opt in on their own, right? You're not out there interacting with individuals to get the opt-in. So, we had all that marketing stuff that we would do during the daytime, setting all that stuff up. But then the leads just came in on their own. And I would have a set time every day where I would just call whatever leads came in. At the beginning, it's 1 or 2 leads a day. And then, as you keep going, then you're up to 10, then you're up to 15. Numbers-wise, just to give you a little perspective, when we're really heavy into calling leads, if I had 15 phone numbers to call that day, and they were all organically generated, because we could run ads, but the numbers were worse on the results. On paid advertising, we found that our organic leads that just came in because they found our Instagram feed, they found our Twitter feed, our YouTube videos, whatever, those were much higher quality for us. So if I had 15 numbers to call, I would generally get a hold of 5 people. I'd get 5 people on the phone. Of those 5 people, 4 or 5 of them, I would get them in front of some sort of video to sell them a tool or an opportunity. And then not everybody picks up, and there's, it keeps going down from there on that, getting the actual signups. But I could get 2-3 signups a day from 15 leads because they were really high quality leads. Okay. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's the actual lead generation, email marketing, calling leads side of it. But you have to start somewhere before that, right? Because if I give you a link, you're going to go, well, where do I put this? How do people find it, right? So you have to build an audience somewhere. There's a lot of options, and I'll kind of break down the main options for you and kind of give you the pros and cons. A lot of folks do just their personal Facebook profile. They network with people, they build relationships, they go into groups and build relationships there. Maybe they make their own groups that they work in. There's a lot of stuff you can do on your personal profile. Pros of it, very low tech skill, right? You really don't need to learn any technical skills. The cons is that it's always a hustle. I feel like you're always grinding. You're not, that Facebook Live that you did today isn't going to bring you people a month from now. That conversation you had today may or may not have been fruitful, but it's not, if that one person doesn't ever end up buying anything from you, that was just that one person. It doesn't, reach new people and build or anything like that. And so it's very grind intensive, but it works. I know a lot of people that have built significant businesses from this, and a lot of really good marketers who've gotten really, really good at networking and doing promotional type posts, and just, they crush it, and that's great. But for me, I don't like it as a main source. What we always did is we focused on more leveraged activities, and then if I had more time, then I would do some of the Facebook hustle. It was like an added layer that I could do if we were in a run or we were pushing really hard, or I just had some extra time on my hands. So that's how we always viewed Facebook. You can do paid, your business page on Facebook. Business pages are paid to play. You have to have an advertising budget, and you have to be skilled enough to run ads. And unfortunately, Facebook is getting harder and harder and more expensive to run ads on. So just from a year ago to today, there's been drastic changes and drastic increase in prices. So it's not something that I would recommend for a new person getting started. It just isn't. As people get more experience, they get really good at copywriting, and their funnels and everything are really good, then yeah, go ahead and play with some Facebook ads and boost whatever you're already doing. But it's definitely not a strategy I'd recommend for someone new. Where I actually started was Instagram. Instagram is awesome because it can do a lot of the personal touch stuff like Facebook can, but you're also building a long-term asset of a huge audience. So I think at the day of this recording, we're at 36,000 followers or something like that on Instagram. So we've been building it for years, right? It wasn't something that happened quickly, but it was a long-term asset that we built. I'd make posts, I'd be posting regularly every day, but I actually could I could layer on additional hustle of actually talking with people and networking with people to get more leads at the beginning. So it works really well as a beginning strategy because yes, you're doing more of the long-term, you're setting yourself up well for the long term, but you can also add a little elbow grease to get more results at the beginning. Because when you work on those long-term strategies, they don't give you a lot upfront necessarily, right? There's something that work really well long-term, but upfront, you're probably going to be working for quite a while before you start seeing some returns on that. Instagram offers an opportunity to hustle a bit, talk with people to speed up those returns. So Instagram's a great option. We actually recommend a lot of people to Instagram. Twitter is also a great option. We use automation completely on Twitter. We don't actually go in and tweet. We have everything set up, and we really use it as a syndication method for all of our content, our blog posts, our YouTube videos. We use it as a way to send that out to the masses. So Twitter's been a backbone of our marketing for a long time, just because it feeds, we use it to, well, our other stuff feeds it, I guess, and it pushes it out to the masses. So we have 160, or no, we have, I don't know how much it is, over 100,000 followers on Twitter between a few accounts. So it's a great strategy to complement other things. So other things, what would that be? I love YouTube. I can't say it enough. I think it is probably the best place for starting out today. Why? Because it's not just a place you can create content like this, but it's a search engine, right? New people can find you. Whereas if you compare that to Facebook, it's rare that someone who's not already following you is going to see your post, right? That's not normal. It's part of their algorithm, right? It's your followers. So you've had to connect first and then they can see your content. Whereas YouTube's the opposite. People are finding your content on their own and then making the connection to you. And I think that's powerful. Yes, it takes work. And it takes gumption because not a lot of people have the courage to turn on that video and start recording. So, but it's worth it. We have a friend of ours that went from 14,000 followers last January, a year ago, January, and in a year's time, he is now up to over 300,000 followers on YouTube subscribers because he hustled it out. He started cranking out videos and he learned what kind of videos got him the most subscribers, and he just really tuned into that and ran. And he made, I'm not going to say how much he made last year, but it did really well. So, the growth potential is huge. Yes, there's work. But beyond the search engine part of YouTube, we also love it because it's evergreen, right? It serves you long term. It's not like having a one-on-one conversation with someone, and if they don't buy or purchase ever from you, it was a waste of your time. I did a YouTube video, and someone 2 years from now can find it and become a subscriber or opt into a capture page or whatever. It can serve us long term. It's like building up assets in your business with every video that you create. And to me, that makes sense. Now, Todd and I had it probably a different perspective than I think a lot of folks do when they start a home business or an online business. A lot of folks just want to make money now. I need to make money now. I have to make this work. And they have this, they're like so money hungry. So they go for the quick win that's not going to do anything for a long term, right? And that's just what they have to do. Well, Todd and I always had the opposite. We're like, well, we know we're in this for the long haul. I don't need to get a sale today. I want to build a massive long-term business. And because we had that mindset, we focused on things like blogging and YouTube and Instagram instead of Facebook. We did those things because we had the long-term picture in play and we didn't need a short win to keep us going. Podcasting is also something that is really an awesome way to do evergreen content. So between YouTube, podcasting, and blogging, those are the three main evergreen content strategies that you can work with that are available today. I have no experience doing podcasting, but I do like to listen to podcasts, and I know several people who've been very successful with them. So some folks don't like video, but they like talking or they got a good voice. Great. Start doing podcasting. If that's your thing, I would definitely suggest following Pat Flynn. He's got great training and just, he's all about podcasting. He's a great podcaster. As someone who needs to figure out how to do all this stuff, because if you say, well, I want to start doing YouTube, well, then how do you actually start doing it? Well, follow our channel because we got a ton of videos that I teach you how to do this at. But My Lead System Pro teaches you all the strategies as well. Okay. So under the training tab, there's the training library. And this has virtually everything under the sun, even mindset and scheduling and everything. All of that stuff is all here. How to work your email list, how to use those Wednesday webinars to generate leads, how to interact and prospect people, how to do blogging, Facebook challenges, Facebook Live, see all this stuff here. So if you want to learn how to do these strategies, the actual how-to nitty-gritty, you just go here. It's really simple, and you break it down. So what I would do as a new marketer, I would open, it's Instagram. Went to the Instagram one. I'd open up the video that was teaching me what to do on one side, and I had my other screen open, like I had 2 monitors, or I split my screen, and I'd have Instagram up, or I'd be on my phone doing it as I went through the video. So I was implementing as I was going through the training, because that's a huge issue for people. Because I mean, look, there's a ton of training here. Massive amounts of training. And what people do is they sit here for 4 hours, they go through 2 or 3 videos, like some of the really big ones, different pieces of video topics, and then they're like, okay, now what do I do? Now you're just overwhelmed and you're not going to do anything. What you need to do is choose your one strategy that you're going to focus on, go through that training, and as they're telling you what to do, how to set up your profile, how to put in your website link, how to do creating your first post, all of that stuff, you need to be doing it, pausing, do, pause, back and forth, because that's how you really learn how to do it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so out of that information, which I kind of just hurled at you, what questions do you have for that? Or do you have some ideas on what direction you want to go?
Actually, I'm looking at trying to get from Facebook to Instagram. I learned by accident that I can't post any links on my post. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to, I know that, I do lifestyle posts and things like that on Instagram, but how do I get if I'm going to do one of the trainings, how do I get that link on the Instagram so people can click on it and register for it?
Yep, I'll show you. So this right here will teach you Instagram. Okay, so this will walk you through how to do it. But in general, let me just pull up Instagram. Do this edit profile.
Okay.
You hit that edit profile. Right here is where you put that website. Okay,
so, but then I would have to change, like, if I'm doing trying to teach people how to do the YouTube, well, I would have to go in there and change that every time to whatever video I'm putting out.
So are you talking about using the Wednesday night webinars?
Wednesday night webinars, or
yeah, you have you have until you get to 10,000 followers. Once you get to 10,000 followers, you can actually use stories and swipe up in stories, and then you can do whatever you want. But until you get to 10,000 followers, you have one website that you can leverage. So we don't really change this now. We keep it exactly where it is, and I just use my stories if I want to send people other places. But when I was beginning for the website, if I wanted to, if it was Wednesday morning or Tuesday, and I wanted to promote that Wednesday night webinar, in my post, I would tell them what they're going to get by attending the webinar, telling them to click the link in the bio, and I would have swapped that link out. So I'd have the main one that I'd have there most of the time, and then if I want to promote something else temporarily, like a Wednesday night webinar or something else, then I would just make the switch.
Okay.
Just make notes for yourself on your calendar or whatever that you change it back after you're done with that promoting it, okay?
Okay.
That makes sense?
Absolutely.
So we've got a clear plan to go forward. You know how to leverage the current tools in MLSP to build a different opportunity, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. That's my goal, because a lot of people get confused. It's all the same. You are your business. You use these tools to generate your leads, and then do whatever you want. Build whatever business you want with those leads. So awesome. I'm happy that we were able to help you out today, get you going on the right path.
Now, I hope this was really insightful for you and how you can leverage tools like within the MLSP system to build any type of business. And that's just a fraction of what MLSP has to offer. To learn more about My Lead System Pro and the great system that got us started online and helped us become who we are today, make sure to click the link at the top of the description to check it out. Chris, just want to thank you for being here with us today. I think this is a great lesson for a lot of people. Now, please know that we are rooting for you. We are here to help you create the time freedom that you and your family deserve. So if you're new, you gotta subscribe so that we can help you do that. Make sure to say hi in the comments so that we can welcome you to the community. Again, this is Leah Ray from TonLeahRay.com. Head over to the next video and I'll see you soon.